the Pelican inspired me. Well, it wasn't that Pelican specifically, however, the overall Pelican dropship would end up inspiring this idea. That being, it was mainly the troop bay that inspired me of the Pelican. I thought I could put my ODST inside there with his sniper rifle on Overwatch, watching an arms deal in space, whilst looking at a space station. I had an idea that this arms deal could be going on between insurrectionists or jackal pirates, maybe even ex-Covenant factions, as this would be set after the Human Covenant War. However, all that would end up changing in the end. But we'll talk about that later. Also, you would have seen me previously just draw the sniper rifle in by tracing it, and this is actually a method that concept artists use to get their drawings done really quickly. So I've heard. I also had to position my ODST in this laying down sort of position, and that soldier in the top right really helped me get an idea of what it would look like. At this point I had already finished the concept art of my ODST, but I wanted to make him even more unique, and I decided to give him a robot arm with him losing it in a battle from the past. But this will be where the location starts to change. As you can see, I decided to change it to a rooftop instead of a Pelican's troop bay, mainly because I thought this would be super hard for him to actually aim because he'll be floating in space in this Pelican whilst it's turned off, and also I just like the idea of drawing a city, which was heavily based on Destiny 2's last city. As you can see, something that resembles the tower in the back left. I looked at a few references to see what kind of buildings I could actually do, and I was quite happy with the ones I ended up choosing in the end. Like I said, it was based on Destiny's last city, the city in the background, and also on the rooftop I thought this place could be like an abandoned warehouse or something, and this is where he's just set up watching this arms deal go on. But I decided that I would go away from the ex-Covenant faction and maybe do it between jackals and insurrectionists instead. I know I said that before, but I was really focusing on the idea that this could be a really cool meetup because I had just listened to the Halo 5 trilogy and it was absolutely amazing, and there's some arm deals that go down in that. But no, I highly recommend looking into the Halo 5 trilogy because it is absolutely amazing. Anyway, enough about the Halo 5 trilogy. Let's get back to the painting. So yeah, as you can see, he's still chilling on top of his roof with his sniper rifle. We're doing the clean line art currently, but I would also go into something called the golden section, or the rule of thirds in a minute, which is like this grid. Basically the cross sections in that grid, that's where you should put your drawing because your eye is drawn to that. Well, those points anyway. You can also see me using the grayscale method. I use this method quite a lot with my drawings, and it really actually does help, and I quite like the style of it has to it as well. So yeah, I basically go over the whole drawing with this, doing the shadows. You can see I changed some of the buildings in the background as well. I wanted them to be more sort of like block buildings. I just feel Halo has more blocks in it than the designs we did before, like the Destiny designs. But going back to Halo, some of the buildings in that have like really jaggedy designs as well, like New Alexandria has that in Halo Reach, and New Mombasa has that classic like city skyline sort of look that's also all lit up, which we'll see in a minute. But anyway, after I did some of the armour, I decided to frame this drawing and put it in like a broken window from this warehouse. But yeah, you can see I put like these jaggedy frames in to really give it, I said jaggedy again, to give it this really unique look, and also just frames it quite nicely with the points pointing towards my ODST, as you can see in the bottom left and top right. But I really wanted to show some weather effects and an atmosphere, so I also put a mist in to show that it could be raining. I wanted to do something with rain just because it's an ODST painting, and the MCC, or Master Chief Collection of Halo 3 ODST, has lots of rain in it. I don't think they could put it in the original game for some odd reason. I think they couldn't generate it or something. I could be wrong with that though. But yeah, I wanted to put it into this painting. I also wanted to say as well, working through this, I used a lot of references. I needed it badly. I used a cool glass tutorial which helped me do the windows. I also used, took inspiration from some of the cyberpunk concept art because that's very atmospheric and city sort of themed, as you can see in that game. You can see also now that I'm adding in a few droplets of rain, and how I did that was literally drawing lines going down and then just erasing them at certain parts, and to do that randomly you get a cool little rain effect. as you can see there. I also did some highlights on the frame, edge highlighted it as well to make it show up more, but yeah. And in a minute I'll put the colour in. This was a lot of fun. I love doing the buildings with this purple sort of hue or lilac, and I think it actually really shows up well on my ODST, like reflecting onto him. And it kind of frames in quite well as well, I think, and I was really happy with how it turned out. You can see me referring back to the reference as well, and the sniper actually looks nothing like my concept art version, but oh well. That's fine, that's fine. It's only concept art, but yeah, you can also see there I put a puddle in as well, which was fun to do. First time me doing something like that, so I was quite happy with how it looked, and I was quite happy with myself. Now this is where I actually left the drawing for a good amount of months, and I added in loads of details as you saw there. I changed some bits of the drawing, learnt some new techniques and used some of them, and yeah, this is what it came out like, and I was actually really happy with it. But yeah, thank you though for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video for the next painting. Okay, goodbye!